if we are if I can find myself on my iPad so that I know for sure we're live. Hey
Let's
Craig, I see
see.
Craig. Who else? Melissa, is that you? Trying to find
Oh,
my notification.
I'm gonna tap on it again.
Okay, yeah, just kind of refresh it.
The chat is live, but I
Yeah,
don't
it takes
see.
us a little while to get in, so
Oh, okay.
yeah, sometimes it takes a little while for it to come. Like I'm not showing us on my iPad yet. I'm showing the live. I see that in Jubilee Sinisa's here, Melissa's Corner, and Craig are here.
Okay.
So just gonna kind of there. I just got the notice. Dee Dee's live. There we are. We're live. I'm not showing us on my. There we go. We're live. Yay!
Okay. You got a commercial playing on my end, so
Oh,
I'll
oh
let it
no.
play
Okay.
for a few seconds.
Okay. So yeah. That's the good news and the bad news. I monetize now. Yay. The
hmm
bad news is y'all have commercials now. So unless
I,
you have
I try
Prime.
to I try to let everybody's commercials play for a few seconds. Like that's
Yeah.
a to me that's a different way of supporting as well.
Exactly. And I have Prime, so as long as the creator chooses to accept monetization from Prime, then they
hmm
get money off of my lump sum. All righty, chats. Let's see. Can y'all hear us? Hi, Apple Blonde. How you doing? Hi, Craig. Okay, Craig. Let's do some little tech stuff first. You and Melissa. Um, excuse me. Today's a bad voice day. I'm moving further away from the cell phone from the mic today. So let me know if that helps. I think I was too close yesterday. I was wanting to be
hmm
close so that y'all can see, but I think it cut in and out. So let me know. Jackie, she's lurking. I had said hello to Niece earlier. I'm not sure if you had heard it because we weren't quite live on the tubes yet, but we were live.
hmm
Hi, Lo, welcome in. Lo, welcome in. Penny Lane, welcome back. Welcome in, welcome back. Jeanette, hello, welcome back. Excuse me. So, how does it sound, y'all? Does it sound okay? Can you see me and Ola May well enough? I can hear you and see you fine. There's a little crackling, but it's not bad. Okay. All
I
right.
need to put my phone up high because I keep looking down trying to look at but I forgot, like you said, there's a delay, so I'll
Yeah.
try to stay focused
And
here.
that's okay because you can see a little bit here, but don't worry too much because we'll take a break and go back and talk to the chats so we can engage you and I, and so don't worry too much. They know how to manage themselves, so don't worry too much.
Got you.
Okay, you
Hello,
you
yay, yay.
okay. Let me
Thank
just
you.
let me just go ahead and say welcome everybody, and then I'll introduce our guest today. So welcome, Bean Beauties. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. Up at the top, you will find Ola Mae's channel. So if you're not watching her or subscribe to her, I put a link up at the top. So please feel free to tap that so you can find her channel and you can help support her by subscribing, liking, commenting, watching her videos, all that fun stuff. I will also have her linked in the description box. So if you're watching this on replay, please go find her in the description box and follow her. Please do her that courtesy to follow her, watch a video of hers, and let's help support her. So today's guest is Ola Mae. I dubbed the hashtag queen. And so Ola Mae, tell us a little bit about your channel, a little bit about yourself, how long you've been on YouTube, and just kind of whatever you want to share.
Well, hi everybody. I'm Ola Mae, and I've been on YouTube. I actually started on YouTube. I believe it was 2019. Um, I did like a few hair videos and a few like quick cooking videos, and then the world shut down, as we know. I don't know if we could say that word on here or not, but I
I
kind
have
of
no
got
idea.
off of it.
Shut down. I usually just say shut down. That's usually
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I took a break from it. It was so much going on at that time, everything on the news. And then I would probably say earlier this year, like every year, I say, I'm going to get back on. I'm going to get back on. So earlier this year, I decided to get back on. And this time, it started with purses, so handbags. And I still wanted to do the hair videos as well. So I finally made one of those. I actually made some before, but I never uploaded them.
Oh,
So
okay, good.
Yeah. That and shopping videos, it just seems like something fun, and it's like a stress reliever, I would say, for a lot of people, which I didn't know. You hear the term retail therapy, but you just think it's like a cliche or something
Yeah,
like that. But it actually does, it helps a lot of people. So
yeah,
I started taking people with me shopping and trying to kind of um look at things that not just I'm interested in, because I know that other people, everybody has different tastes. So it started from there, and then the combination of unboxings and sharing my purses and all of that. So, and here we are.
yay! And so now you kind of found a little bit of a different niche. So that'll help
Mhm.
because you found a niche, you found a community to support you. So then, as you want to do the hair stuff, through that, though people will wanna watch you do that as well too, so,
Right,
yeah, so
right,
it'll help.
yeah.
It's always hard to breaking in, and you never know what's gonna help you kind of break in and bring the attention. Now, however, how I found you is I found you through the hashtag. All of a sudden, everybody started saying hashtag, July,
Drawstring July.
drawstring July, and
Uh-huh.
I was like, "Oh, is that a term I don't know about or whatever?" And then people started doing I started watching the videos and they were saying, "Ola May." I said, "Who the heck is this Ola May? I gotta find this Ola May. Who is she?" And I just think that what you're doing, what you came up with is brilliant, 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 brilliant. Because
Thank you.
it is bringing, of course, traction to your channel, traction to help you grow, but also too is you're building a community through the hashtag.
Mhm,
And that is one of the things that is like my passion with YouTube, is that how can we help bring each other in, help each other find
mhm,
each other. And that's the thing why I wanted to do guest on you on my lives, is because I wanted to help share, especially those who are under the 1,000 threshold, is
mhm.
help elevate those as well too. So the whole concept just got me off the bat. So I'm going to pick your brain a little bit. How did you come up with it?
Um, I would probably say that first, where I had the drawstring bag, and I found the bag because Says What and Denise had the purse.
Right.
So it's like if they wouldn't have shared it, I wouldn't have known about it. And then so when I found it, just the thought of maybe like how many other different drawstring styles, prints, colors that nobody knows about. So lo and behold, I went ahead and put that hashtag in the video, and then a ton of drawstring bags came up that I had never seen before. Of course, you had one. I believe it was a daffodil one that I remembered that
Yes.
I
Yeah.
did not know existed. So that's really how it started, to be able to see different kinds of purses, different styles, different brands. And then from there, as well, at the same time with seeing everyone's purses, still being able to, yes, that's it.
That's
It's
the
so
one. Yeah.
pretty. Yeah. And then, like, at the same time, being able to find out about other channels at the same time, because YouTube doesn't always direct you to what you're looking for.
Not
So,
at all. Yeah.
yeah. So
So
it kind of worked out
worked out
the
that
in
way.
more ways than one. Yeah.
So
Hmm.
did you search like is there a hashtag database that I'm not aware of out there? Did you search, like, are there hashtags? Is this just something that you created? And like, what was your mindset? You said that you wanted to find out more about the bags, but
Hmm.
because also too, I feel like if we give each other a little bit of tidbits of how we approach our channel, that maybe that'll
Hmm.
help them say, hey, that's not a dumb idea. That's not, just try it, go with it. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it works, hey, that's great. But did you say, hey, if I do a hashtag, maybe people will come on, or was it just something organic that you did?
It was really organic. I would really have to say I would have to just give it all to God, really. Just it really just popped in my
Just
head.
popped in your mind.
Yeah, and
I
then
love
so
that. Yeah.
especially have been it just so happened to have been the beginning of July. I believe it was maybe like the second or third day, so it wasn't exactly on the first. Um, and then so it really just it took off
It
from
took
there.
off
And
from
then I
there.
was like,
Yeah.
okay, well, let me try to think of something for each month, because oops, I'm sorry, I didn't cut my ringer off.
That's okay.
Um, let me try to think of something for each month, and it really just took off from there. So
Awesome, awesome.
I didn't see any other hashtags or anything like that. So I just have
Brilliant,
to say it just came from
brilliant.
God.
I
Yeah.
think that's great. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. So let's see. Let's go see
Mhm.
who's all in chat who has come in. I believe I said hello to Lo Yo Ye, Lo Ye Ye. Um, let's see. She's from Lo. Remind us where you're from. I always say it's wrong. I always say it's the
It's
Netherlands,
the
but
Netherlands, I
yes,
believe.
okay,
Yeah.
yes. So she found you. That was great. And actually that's the first she did a tag on Instagram. She did the tag on Instagram first. And she says, I don't have any drawstring bags, but I want to be part of it. And I was like, oh, I was
Oh,
sick. I was sick when this first came out. Like in July, let me think back. I was on vacation on the cruise, so I had no Wi-Fi's, so I was disconnected. And then when I came back, I was sick. So I was behind, of course, from being gone for 2 weeks. And then I was sick. So I kind of missed all of that at the beginning. I went on Instagram because it's just a little bit easier when you're sick to just kind of scroll and help support and see
mhm.
what's kind of going on. And so I saw
Right.
that. I was like, what is this? And so then she said something in there. So I went to her channel, tried to find it in her channel. And then that's kind of how I found out about it. I was like, it's a Dooney girl, and I'm
Uh,
just now finding out about her, type of
wow.
stuff.
And
So
I didn't even
that's
put anything on Instagram. It's mainly just YouTube.
she found you on, I guess she found it on YouTube, I'm guessing. And
I put
then
on
I haven't really
Instagram.
talked to her about it, but she found it on YouTube, and I'm guessing. And she put it, I saw it first on her Instagram. And then I went to her YouTube channel, and that's when I found it there. And that's kind of how I started looking when I had a little bit more strength. Hello, PSA. Welcome in. Welcome in. She says, hi, Dee Dee and LeMay, popping in while I'm working. Shh, we don't want to get in trouble. Kathleen, how are you doing? Welcome in. Welcome in. Kathleen, I think you might have tried to send me an email. It's Beanbeauti bags it. The beauty is with an I, not a Y, if that helps you. Let's see. Sherry Talbot, welcome in. Welcome in. She says, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. We have let's see, who else do we have? I saw Penny Lane, Sherry, La Vida with Kim, welcome in. She says, hello, everyone. Hello. And I think I'm caught up with the chats. Thank y'all very much. Welcome in. I greatly appreciate it. Oh, I dropped my pen.
Hi, everybody.
Craig is gonna list your channels. If you have your channels, you welcome, Kathleen. If you have channels, let him know, and he's linking y'all below, so we can all support each other and follow each other, because that's how we grow. Because if we don't help each other out
Mhm.
at this stage that we're at, YouTube really doesn't help us that much. So let's go ahead
Yeah.
and do that. Alrighty. So my next question for you, Ola May, is um and I've kind of noticed already, but so what was the first bag that you dabbled in, or that you really kind of obsessed over and have more in your collection? And then do you dabble in other brands than just that brand?
Like the very first brand that I ever got,
Yeah,
or
let's start there. If you
I would have
remember.
to. I couldn't remember if it was my Fossil purse or a
Oh,
little
okay.
Coach purse. So it was Fossil or Coach. It was
Okay.
like I believe it was more of a hobo.
Uh-huh.
The Fossil bag, like a black leather Fossil bag. My mom and I had matching purses.
Oh,
I know, but I always wanted a Coach bag. I love like how smooth the Coach leather was and
yes.
different. I like the bucket bags, just different silhouettes that I would see with Coach. Um, so it was between the two, Fossil or Coach, and this my Coach is it's like a little mini white. I don't even know the name of the silhouette, but it's like a crossbody. So it
A
has a
crossbody.
long strap, like everything is white. So, but it's kind of maybe like an off-white. So that was my first between the 2, those were my first,
Those were your first.
2
Okay.
brands, yeah. But, of course, growing up, I had little purses that I had to keep up with, and I used to lose my purses all the time. So,
Oops.
like, leave them in the store, like, what was I thinking when I was little? So, my mom pretty much trained me, like, "Keep up with your purse, keep up with your
Yeah.
purse." We would get in the car, she's like, "Where's your purse?" I'm like, "I put it down somewhere."
I was the same way too.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, there, a couple of times,
Mhm.
couple of times, my mom says, "Oh." too bad. That's it. You lost it because I was.
Uh,
My mom was hard knocks. She was all about the tough love. I said, yeah, but I have
mhm,
some money. And she said, well, too bad you lost that money. And it's like, I was like, that's hardcore. My kids say that I
mm,
was tough. It's like my mom, their grandma was tough. She's like, you're gonna learn it. You're
mhm,
blessing somebody else who finds it,
yeah,
and you're blessing them with the money. And too bad. I was like, okay. And did I ever lose my purse
mhm.
after that again? Not when I was at home. Not when I was at home.
Exactly. That happened to me too. Like I didn't even lose a purse. It was like a little coin purse and it had
Uh-huh.
money in it. Found the coin purse, but the money was gone. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was like all those little lessons from being little all the way up to I would probably say by the time I was in middle school, it was no problem at least.
Yeah.
But that just taught me like the importance of carrying a purse and keeping up with it and just what all that means. And that's just like part of being a lady, I would say.
Exactly. Be a lady, cross your legs together,
Mhm.
cross your
Exactly.
heels. Yeah, exactly. All of
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, what about Dooney? When did Dooney come into your life?
Dooney, I always was interested in Dooney too. The brown trim and the two-tone, that
Yes.
always caught my eye, but I did not get a Dooney bag until I would probably say it was way after school that I actually got a Dooney bag.
Okay.
Um, so and I showed that when I did like 16 days of Dooney and Burke in May, kind of just to start off, maybe like being consistent with my
Right.
channels. And it was it's called two different things. It's said to be like from the Splash collection, and another one was like watercolor or something
Oh,
like
like the
that.
one that has the paint on it, kind of. It looks like paint.
Yeah, it's like a
Yes.
paint
Okay.
splash or paint
Yes.
splatter
Yeah.
collection. So I found that when I was on vacation. It's like a real tropical, it gave me tropical vibes just looking
Yeah.
at it. And I got a matching wristlet, and it was kind of like in a hurry in the Macy's or something like
Oh,
that.
okay. Okay.
And then so I got that one and I was like, okay, I got me a Dooney bag and I carried it. I would bring it out maybe like at least during May every year I would carry it. Um but Coach, I always like had a Coach bag. So
That was
I
just your
really
vibe.
yeah. And then I just like the variety of it. And then I would probably say when Coach kind of did the merge, I believe they merged with Kate Spade a few years ago.
I
So
don't
it
know.
went from
Craig,
just
do you know? Craig's our local historian. He'll let us know.
I want to say it was maybe around like 2000, between 2000 and 11, between 10 to 15, around that time.
Uh-huh.
It went from just like Coach 1941 to Coach New York, I believe.
Okay. Yeah.
I just noticed changes in it. But I had so many and I felt kind of bad. I was like, maybe I just need to take a break. So I took a break for a few years. And then I actually just started looking for when the world was shut down. I started looking for like older Coach bags because I noticed the change in the leather in certain silhouettes
Right.
um, on Facebook. So I kind of started there. And then from there, I was like, well, why am I looking at on Facebook? I could just go directly to the website. And while looking on Facebook, I found different Dooney purses too. So that led me directly to the Dooney site because I really hadn't been seeing a lot of Dooney and Burke
Yeah.
purses. But when I found the website, and I'm like, it's not just the two-tone brown
No, there's
leather
lots.
trim,
Right.
a lot. So that just kind of like opened the floodgates from there.
I hear
Yeah,
you.
so I would
I hear
definitely say,
you.
yeah.
Let's look at the chats, and then I want to ask you about some of the things that you
Okay,
do on your channel. Okay, so we
okay.
have. Let me go back to where I wish I had a pause so I know where we're at. Um, let's see. I let off with stop. I think at Kathleen said thanks, Dee Dee. Yes. Okay. Who else came in? Um, Coachirilla with the K. Welcome in, welcome in. If you please feel free to find Ola May. She's our guest today. I pinned her channel up above if you're not already following her. Also feel free to follow my channel if you like what you see. I greatly appreciate it. If y'all have any questions, please make sure that you put them down in the chats box and kind of put hands up, an arrow or something, and Craig will help me to try and find them. Hi, Sunshine. Welcome in. Thank you so much for coming. Sunshine has a channel as well. I recently have found her. She sells different items. I think jewelry, right? Is that what mainly what you do? So she has a great accent. Kathleen says, I was born in San Francisco and now she's in Washington State. Yay. Um, okay. Hi, Bree Kenya, how you doing? Welcome in. Okay. So now they're just talking about where everybody lives. So you also
Mhm.
have done some great little things. I also too do kind of theme stuff on my channel. Like um I had done well, okay, where do I want to start? Just rewinding myself. Um, I tried to do theme, like I did Satchel Sunday. And so I did a whole month and like a month and a half where every Sunday I released a
Mhm.
new Satchel Sunday that I had purchased. So I purchased like I'll purchase them pretty much everything was pre-loved. I think I had maybe one at that time uh bought from the boutique, not the boutique, but from I think it was Nordstrom, and everything else was pre-loved. And so I kind of did that. And that's just how my brain works. It's like, hey, if you're gonna buy something catches my interest because I go hog wild. If I find something like if it's keychains, well, I don't want just one, I want 10. So thus I've got like a
Yeah.
hundred or something. And so
Unfortunately, that's how mine works too. Yeah.
exactly. So
Um,
I really found a kinship with how you're doing your channel. So explain some of the things that you're doing like each day or each week, because like you have your um the WTF one. Tell us
yeah.
start with that one.
I think it kind of helps me kind of maybe organize
Yes.
my videos some. So, and that the same thing that actually I was actually recording a video. So because I had well, I guess like you said, just kind of start at the beginning. Anytime you're ordering anything that's not directly from the merchant,
Right.
you're taking a chance. So
Exactly.
yeah, and then so actually what happened, I ordered more than one item, and that was the difference. Of course, it didn't say like Dooney and Burke on the box, or I didn't know, of course, it came from Dooney and Burke. When it came from eBay, person's name on it. So if I had two or three packages at once, I really didn't know what was in the box.
Right.
So just doing an unboxing or an unwrapping, I don't know which one it was first. Um, I really didn't know what I was opening. So while I was opening the video, while I was opening the package during the video, I said, I think I should probably just say what TF did I order because I really don't know what's in this box. So
I
that's how that
love
one
it.
started.
I love it.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times y'all the who are small content creators, go with your gut, go with what your intuition's telling you, because a lot
Hmm.
of times what the bigger content creators put out the like this is how you do it if if you want to grow your channel or whatever. A lot of times it doesn't transcend to when you're underneath
Hmm.
that 800 mark or that 1,000 mark. It just
Hmm.
doesn't transcend and it doesn't catch. But somebody sees in the title WTF did I buy, they're
Hmm.
like, hey, yeah, let's kind of do that. And so go with your gut, and that's what Ola May did. Ola May went her gut with the hashtag, and now with that one. And then
Yeah.
there's a couple other that you do too as well. I can't remember off the top of my head.
The shop with me, I do
Yes.
those.
Okay.
So yeah, shop with me, what TF, the purse passenger. So
First
usually on,
passenger. That's the one. Yeah.
yeah, usually like either my weekend carry or the bag that I'm carrying that particular day. I'll record it because it's usually like right there in my passenger seat. Um, and then that's my way of just kind of just showing me carrying my bag
Yeah.
because a lot of times I don't stop and record every single bag that I carry. So
Right. I mean, I
and then
love that because, especially when you said purse passenger, because I don't know about you, but I always take my seatbelt and I click it through the handles or the strap or whatever I have, and,
um
and I click it in for multiple reasons. One now because of the fact you spend a little. I'm spending more money on the bags, and I don't want them just to hit the floor or
that's right,
flying.
yeah.
But the reason I started doing that is when my son and my son was in high school still, and it was a classmate of his, which was somebody from church. He had he unfortunately on the way home, which he wasn't far from the church, they weren't drinking, they weren't doing anything like that. He just went off of because we live out in the country, so he went off the road into like a little ravine kind of thing. And so
Mhm.
people couldn't find him. And what happened was that his
Oh.
phone went flying. He had his phone, it went
Mhm.
flying and he couldn't reach it. He was in and up. He was either sideways
Wow.
or upside down and he couldn't reach the phone. He says it was within his fingertips,
Mm.
So where do we keep our phones? We keep our phones in our purse most of the time. I mean,
Mhm.
I do. So what I started doing at that time is I started clicking that seatbelt in because I'm like, okay, it's gonna at
Wow.
least be here, or at least I can grab a strap, I can do something. But when you did the passenger princess and she was right, the passenger purse, I was like,
First passenger.
she's always right there. I want to keep her right there, nice
Yeah.
and safe.
And that makes sense too. And I thought about doing that with the seatbelt. It's just a habit. I try to just either put it, position it where it'll stay put. But that's absolutely true. What you said about it kind of flying off. Like even my phone, I usually try to keep it like in the cup holder or something
Yeah.
like that. And that's the same. You have to be mindful of that. So the seatbelt is really not a bad idea at all.
So I just try to that scared me. Well, that was one of the things that scared me so much. He's fine now. He's doing much, it's much better. There's been many years, but
Good.
it was a
Mhm.
hard road for him to come back from. So I know I became very paranoid with all of that stuff when that had
Mhm.
happened. So let's see.
Mhm.
Hey Zane, welcome in. I just passed by there. Hello. Ivana, welcome in. I'm hoping that I don't miss anybody. If I miss anybody, just say hello to me again. By the time I get to the bottom of the chats, I'll see y'all. Zane, hey, he says, hey Dee Dee, and hey Ola May, and hello chats. Let's see. Does it sound better, Zane? Because Zane was helping me too. I moved away from the phone, so I'm hoping that that'll help not cut off every other word. Um, I was worried because I
Am
dropped my phone. So yesterday I had a little trouble with the volume, but I dropped my phone for like the 20th time and uh
am I clear or am I kind of grainy?
you will be grainy for us. That's just kind of how it
Oh,
works for us, but
okay.
but it's really clear on the iPad. So I don't know if you're looking on your the device, like it's really clear on the iPad, on my iPad. So
Gotcha. Okay, good.
um Melissa Adam Wade, welcome in, love. How are you doing? She's had a birthday, so everybody say happy birthday to her. It's not too long ago. Okay. Oh, 110 degrees. Yeah, it's supposed to get up to 92, 93 today. I'm like, what is this? No, no,
I
no.
thought we were done with the
Yes.
warm weather.
I'm like,
Fine.
I'm ready for the fall, please. Thank you very much. Okay, so we were talking about the things that you do. I've been waiting to talk about this subject because I'm distressed about this subject. Tell us about what happened when you unboxed that bag from Dooney, that the infamous bag with the
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
yes.
Okay,
And I
all of
still
you
have some
Dooney
of them.
lovers out there, all of you who buy pre-loved Doonies, all of you who do, you need to listen to this. You do hear cutting in and out a little bit. Let's talk Discord more and try to figure out. Okay. All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
It happened in real time.
It did.
Because I had already opened the green satchel. And I saw the flaw on the outside, which it did look like maybe that was a part of, I guess, in manufacturing where they kind of draw on the leather some. But of course, I had never seen that on any Dooney bag before. So it went from there, and then when I went to the last bag and just doing my normal look on the inside, it's like something looks off. Something's missing. So that's when I paused the video because I didn't want to say it like while I was recording the video. So let me double check. And so I looked all around the purse, and like maybe they moved it and didn't tell anybody. But it happened in real time. I looked by the key leash, did not see the Dooney and Burke authentication label. And this was in the Sorrento satchel, which was a new color. Excuse me, there's a lot of new colors that Dooney and Burke dropped. on the actual Dooney.com site. I believe they may have moved over to the IOD.
Now,
Um,
yeah. But
yeah.
just to reiterate, this is a purchase she got directly from Dooney, right? Was it Dooney.com at that time, right? That
Mhm,
you So
mhm.
she bought this
Yeah, it
directly
still
from Dooney. So ears
is.
on, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead.
Yes. So just during the unboxing, and I always look inside to see if the setup is the same, especially with this being a new color and a new, well, not a new leather, but
Right. Yeah.
um, a different leather than I usually purchase.
Right.
I wanted to just look at the inside, and I noticed the authentication label was missing. So I thought, well, maybe it's just this particular color. I went back and looked in the green bag as well. And I'm not sure at that time if I looked in the cobalt one or not, but I didn't see it. So um it was a big surprise to me to not see it. So it's like, well, okay, well, let me go ahead and at least acknowledge it here that I don't see it. But let me go ahead and speak with Dooney and Burke first before I even put this video out.
Okay.
So that's what I did. I called them, asked them, well, let them know I actually ordered some satchels. They did not have the Dooney and Burke authentication label inside. Was this a one-off, or is this something that you all are going to do going forward? And they said that, well, first they tried to kind of talk around it. Well, oh, if you need to authenticate your bag, and this is the part I forgot to mention in the video. You can give us a call. We'll send you a form to fill out, and we'll have an authentication for you within 2 days. And I'm like, well, who wants to go through all that? Well, you could have just put a label inside.
Especially when you're buying 3 or 4 bags, at one time. I mean, I know I've done that several times. I just did that.
Mhm. Exactly. So it went from there to me asking, like, this particular purse is made in Mexico. So is gonna be for each bag made in Mexico? Is this just collection? Not really getting anywhere with that. And like I said in the video, it wasn't a high level of concern. I seemed more concerned for Dooney and Burke than the customer service rep did.
Right. Right.
So when I asked about if someone was going to call me back or follow up or anything like that, then I was told a case number would be created, and then they could connect me with the supervisor. So that's how I ended up speaking with the supervisor. It was kind of the same thing, letting the supervisor know my concern, and it was the same, like, you could keep up with the registration card for your authentication, and it was nothing as far as like I said, I just seemed more concerned than they did.
Yeah. And they weren't
So
telling you if this was a change of policy or anything at that point.
no, well, at that point she did say that it depended on where the bag was manufactured. And that would determine if the authentication label would be in the bag or not. And
And
so there was really no way of knowing. It's no way that the customer service representatives know.
right.
And so she pretty much just said she would let the higher ups know, but she did say it just depended on the location. So that kind of just that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I noticed it with the Sorrento satchels. And then of course the bag of the month at that time was the drawstring bag.
Yeah.
So I already ordered those. So I was like, well, let me look inside of that. So it seemed to be a thing with just the Sorrento
Line.
itself.
Yeah.
But then on the video, I ordered the Penrose as well, because that one was on sale also in September. The same thing with the Penrose. So it made me wonder if, because initially Penrose was only offered on Dooney.com in the
Uh-huh.
smaller like shoulder bags. So it made me wonder, is that all Penrose leather, or if it's just all Sorrento? If it's newer Sorrento, it left a lot of
A lot of
questions.
questions. Right.
And then of course in the comments, I started getting a lot of comments of other collections and leathers that also did not have the authentication label as well, even some Florentines. So I was really surprised to hear that.
Well, I know after, because I had no idea, and when I very first started doing videos, I would check even from, because I had had an issue with buying pre-loved, and I had bought bags that were inauthentic, and so
Mhm.
it really had upset me because for me it was like a lot of money, at that time to even buying a
Mhm.
pre-loved. And so I said, okay, I'm only going to buy from the site. And so because it made me feel better on the videos, I started to make sure to show it, even if it was a
Mhm.
brand new bag, I looked for the tag because then that made me feel better, as
Mhm.
I started, doing more and feeling more comfortable with Dooney and buying brand new but on sale and everything. Somewhere along the line, there's some that I quit looking in there that I quit looking. And when you said that, I was like, oh shoot, I didn't look. And I looked I got up in the middle of the night, like 2 or 3 in the morning, because that's when I'm watching my YouTube. And I'm getting up and I'm looking in the middle of the night, and then the green one that I just bought, the green nano, the green Florentine. I don't
Mhm.
believe there's one in there. I can't. I haven't said anything because, like I said, I looked at 3 in the morning. I was like, "Oh my
Oh.
god!" But it left me with such an uneasy feeling.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
when you had said that there's some people who are like, okay, and then some who are not, I'm like, I'm
Mhm.
not okay with it. I'm not okay with
Mm-mm.
it, and I
No.
feel like I there has to be there's always some kind of monetary reason behind it, but
I think so too.
I'm thinking, okay, if it, how can one little piece cost that much that means so much to your brand and so much to your customers and all that. So I'm going to look at it again and look at a few other bags that I have, that I
Mhm.
purchased recently and see how many I have. And I do want to call down there because I think the more of us that call and say, hey, this is important to us as buyers, as consumers, this is important. I
Mhm.
don't care where you can make it in Timbuktu, but it needs to have that Dooney label,
Exactly. Yeah.
and
And I
that's
think
how
that's
I
what
feel.
happened. I think that's what happened because I noticed, and I mentioned it in my follow-up video, they have surveys now that pop up when you
Yeah.
make a purchase. They've been emailing surveys out as well, just trying to see like how you actually shop for Dooney and Burke, so to speak, if it is on YouTube or if it's on another website or something like that. So,
Yeah, and that was
what do
that
you?
was yeah, that was a thing that popped up on mine when I went on the site when I bought. I forgot what it was, and it had said, "Where do you get your information? Where was the last?" Because it wasn't like what was the last commercial you saw. It was like, when was the
Right.
last thing? Do you watch YouTube? And I said, absolutely
Hmm.
every day. I don't watch regular TV. I get all my
Hmm.
information about Dooney off of YouTube. And that was before I saw your follow-up video,
Yeah.
and so I was like, so when I saw that, I was like, yes, 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 and but I'm hoping that they'll rectify that because I just that when I buy pre-love, I won't buy anything that's older that doesn't have a tag because that's how I got burnt. The person told me, "Oh, this
Mm.
is before the 1980s, so they didn't have tags at that time." So I went ahead and
Mhm.
bought it, and it was clearly fake because the patch wasn't sewed on; it was glued on, and
Mm, mm,
yeah, and
mm.
I was just like, "Oh, it was horrible." So even from reputable resellers that I buy from, they know I will not buy a bag from them regardless of whether or not
It
they feel
doesn't
it's,
have it in there.
I will, if it doesn't have a tag, I don't care if it's an early one, I'm not buying it because that's what makes me feel at ease, is that tag. And
Exactly.
and
And I
so
said the same thing. I said, like you said, it has to do with cost, but that little label, especially since it's in bulk, that can't cost them more than a
right,
dollar per label.
exactly,
So
exactly.
regardless of the location, because I have some that were made in China,
Yes.
Vietnam, different places, and it still has that label in there. So it couldn't be that hard just to get that label to that particular manufacturer to ensure that it's stitched in there. If you stitched in the key leash and everything else, you can't skip on
Yeah,
putting your
I'd
own
rather you
label
get
in
rid
there.
of the key leash and put my tag back in there, please.
Exactly,
It's like, hello.
exactly.
I do.
Because yeah,
I am one of those who uses the key leash for my coin purse.
mhm,
I'll hang it on the outside when we go to the grandkids' baseball games and stuff because we always need change for the concession
mhm,
stand.
mhm,
So I do
mhm.
use mine, but I'm like, I would gladly give that up so that I could have my tag back. Thank you very much. All
Exactly.
right,
Because without
let's
it, there's no way of knowing. But I
exactly,
do want
exactly.
to mention that was another thing that kind of steered me away from or caused my coach break as well,
Uh huh.
because there was so many dupes of coach purses at the time also. So it's it took a lot of extra work just to go in to be sure that your bag is authentic.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah,
and I have a horrible story with buying a dupe or inauthentic on eBay. But this time I had people behind me who said no, they knew me, so you need to get your money back. Walk me through that.
yeah.
Caleb
Hmm.
Snell, he was one of them. Yota Style. Between the two of them, they say you need to get your money back. This is what you do. And so yeah, so that's why now I hardly buy anything from any other websites except for my YouTube resellers that I
Hmm.
buy. I don't buy Coach from anybody else except for my YouTube
Hmm.
resellers, or I buy them brand new. So sometimes I'm sitting there going,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm going to be paying full price," but
Hmm.
I'd rather pay the full price and know that it's authentic than not, because I don't want to be in that position again. And I
And I
really
haven't. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I really am like, I normally do the bag of the month. I always do with Tara the bag of the month. And this month it's that beautiful suede. I haven't bought it yet. And I was like, why? I'm a little bit short on funds, and that was one reason. But really, I could have probably finagled it a little bit. But I feel like a woman scorned. I feel upset that about that. And I guess until
Mhm.
I can drum up the courage to call them myself and say, hey, this is it. How many do you want to, do you expect to not have this? And because I'm thinking, do I want to invest all this money and it not have that?
I have
And
it. Yeah.
I don't sell my bags. I'm having, I need to curate and I need to cut back. And I did show
Hmm.
some a couple of weeks ago, or um, a bags that I was trying to sell, what have you. But I'm thinking, okay, you're gonna have people, they're not gonna want to buy them if it doesn't have that tag in there. So then now you're having to think, okay, if I buy this, what's gonna happen if I decide I want to sell it? That kind of thing.
Exactly.
Okay, so
Yeah.
let's
I
see.
don't.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I
No,
was
go
just
ahead.
gonna say I don't think they realize the importance of how much weight that little label holds. But I think they know now. And I wasn't really too hesitant on calling because I was pretty upset. And like I said in the video, I'm like, am I making a big deal out of nothing? But then I thought about it when you're paying your money for something, and that's the way that you confirm that it's actually real and authentic. And if even if I did want to sell it or buy a different color from someone else, the same thing, I'm gonna look for it. So
Right.
it goes both ways. So yeah.
Right. Um, and Jubilee Sunny says, Ola May had us seriously checking our bags. Yeah, and I'm still checking them. I'm still checking them.
Yes,
Um,
yes. And
Ivana
then
says she sure did.
uh,
Let's
the
see.
price, I think, and then I just started thinking of everything. I'm like, is that why they were on sale? Especially the new colors on
Yeah,
Dooney.com. Like it came out on sale. I don't think it was ever listed at the full retail price. So I started thinking that, and then the bag of the month, I started thinking that as well because that went on sale like two sales on top of each
right,
other. And then I'm like, well, maybe they were thinking, well, I kind of thought, well, maybe it was just like a bad batch. Like this was an oversight, and they're just trying to sell these and get rid of them, and they're marking them down. So it was just so many thoughts. And then, of
right.
course, with the price, when as low as it got was about 64.35.
Yeah,
It was under
yeah,
$65. So with that in mind, a lot of people are like, well, I know it's an authentic Nunberg bag. It was under $100, so I'm going to go ahead and keep it and not go. Um, the steps and everything that it takes to return it,
right.
which I did on some of the colors. So it made sense. It's like
Yeah.
$65.
I mean, if it's $65, and I can see that, I can see that you
Mhm,
already have it. Why return it? Why do all that? I
mhm.
definitely can see that. And I don't think I would
Yeah.
want to return my Nano, but it doesn't mean that I'm not bothered by it.
Right.
Hi, Maria Loves Luxury. Welcome in. Welcome in. Ivana says it seems like their customer service needs more training. Now, there's two things that come to mind about that for me, Ivana, is because I have worked in customer service my entire life. Okay, so I have been trained by the marketers come in and train you, the with the companies that I worked for, retail and professional type of places, and they tell you, they always want you to downplay things, even though if it's something
Yeah.
that's big. They want you to
They try to
downplay.
prepare
They
you
want
for
you
all the calls.
Right. They
Yeah.
want you to de-escalate the
De-escalate.
situation, make sure
Yes.
it's not a
Uh-huh.
big deal or whatever. And I was always a sore thorn in their side because I said, why can't we just be honest with them? Say, hey,
Mhm.
this batch didn't have the authentication tag in there. However, as a company, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna give you the opportunity where you can authenticate it so you can have it for your future reference or whatever, and do that, which is
Mhm.
kind of seems like what they were doing.
I
Also,
think that would have been best if they just
right.
would have just came out and said, "This is what happened. We're offering these purses to you all at a discount."
Yeah.
And that way, we're making the purchase an informed purchase. Like we're
Right.
actually
Yeah.
knowing ahead of time that it's not going to be in there.
Yeah, and even if they didn't tell you beforehand if it was on sale, because what they're betting on is like, well, not everybody's going to check their bags. Those who check their bag just kind of downplay it. But if they're concerned enough,
Mhm.
to come and call, like, when I used to work at the restaurant I used to work at, it's a sort of a fast food family type of restaurant. It's not really fast food because we make it while you're there, make your plates and
Mhm.
stuff. And she would our my very first she was my second manager. She always said, for every person who comes back with food that's missing or any item that's missing or saying that you were rude to them,
Mhm.
the rule of thumb is that there's four other behind them. So then there's at least five people. So that's always
Yep,
a thought process. That was the management training that she went through, that they gave her and stuff. And so that always
that's
stuck in
true.
my mind. That always stuck in my mind. It's like, okay, just
Mhm.
because Ola May was the only one calling in, it doesn't mean that there's not 20 or 30 of us behind her that are not
Mhm.
concerned about. And
Exactly.
and so that's one of the things, is that if they're going to call in, that they should train them, where it comes with the fact of that they should train them, saying, hey, this is what you need to do. The other
Mhm.
thing with customer service in general, because I've worked at customer service in general, along all of the places, whether it is the utilities, whether it is fast food restaurants, whether it is a fancy place, the ideas of customer service and what they provide is totally different nowadays. And the generation of the kids nowadays, it's like, well, they don't,
Mhm.
it's like, well, whatever, their attitude is
It's
just different. So
completely
how
changed.
Right.
Yes.
So it's a culture thing that those who are training, the trainers who are training customer service, have to address, and have to, one, come to the realization and have to address it.
Mhm.
Because I know that's what was happening at the restaurant I went to. When I go visit it, she always tells me, hey, can you do an unofficial, let me know how things are going? And I'll tell her, I
Mhm.
said, these kids, they don't care. They do not care about anything. It's just in and out, in and
Mhm.
out. They don't care. They don't care about your name. They don't care about your brand. They don't care or whatever. So what are you doing to help them care about it? Because
Yeah.
at this point, that's just not, loyalty is just not a thing. Loyalty to the brands, or loyalty to the companies, is not something that the last couple of generations, are familiar with or concerned about it.
Mhm.
So as a company, what are you doing to help them out, to teach that? And that was one of the things that they were working on, because she said, when you're in a daily basis, they don't realize when things have kind of changed, or that it comes
Mhm.
down to us as the customers, that it has changed and that we've noticed, that kind of thing.
I think it's
Well,
the combination, actually. Oh, I'm sorry. Are
no,
you
go
reading that
ahead.
comment?
Go ahead.
I think it's a combination, because I've had younger and I've had older. I think it's a combination of a lot of people blame it on, after the shutdown, a
Yeah.
lot of people quit. So they were just glad to get more employees to come back in.
Yeah.
And I think maybe there's just a gap or something in the
Yeah.
training. And then so it's like, um, they're not really held accountable because they
They're
need someone
desperate
to
for
work.
bodies. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Fully agree with that. Fully
Mhm.
agree with that. Hi, Anita's favorites. Welcome in. How are you doing? Welcome in. Anita has a channel as well too, so y'all help follow her. PSA has a channel too. I'm not sure if I said anything. Hi, Clara. Let's see. Any questions or any more comments about our topic right now? Um, So Anita says, so don't get hung up on that tag. Well, and I feel like you feel that way too, but I think a lot of your purchases, Anita, I think I see they're more um from a brand new buying perspective, whereas mine are pre-loved perspective. And so I think down the line, because I also think down the line, it's like I'm gonna keep my bags. But my family, it's
Mhm.
like there's a lot of money invested in them. And so when they sell them, you want them to at least get a little bit, like half of what you paid
Mhm.
or something for to do that. And I don't want my kids thinking, well, mom bought these non-real, these inauthentic bags, because that's not what I'm about. Not that there's, if
Yeah.
that's what you want to do, that's fine. But for me, it's important to know that whatever brand I buy, I'm buying the brand, whether it's pre-loved
Mhm.
or real or not. So I'm not just looking about the here and now. I'm also thinking about the future of how I'm going to purchase, the future about what my kids are going to do with all of this mess when I leave, that kind of thing. The future of, when I sell or buy pre-loved. So um that's coming from somebody who paid a couple $100 and got ripped off a couple $100 on fake bags, not just once, not just twice, but three times, because I didn't learn my lesson after the third
Oh,
time,
wow.
that it was, because I didn't know anything when I was venturing it. I didn't know anything about leathers. I didn't know anything about duty. I didn't know anything. So I just went in there thinking everybody's going to be honest like I am. and
Mhm.
and so I know two of them flat out was, after going back and reading between the lines, it
Mhm.
was, they knew that they wasn't real. The
What
other
they
one,
were doing.
she didn't know, because it was her mom's bags that she was selling. Her mom had passed away, you know.
Mm.
So yeah, I guess I am a little hung up on I am a little hung up on that. Okay, so yeah, Jackie said the same thing regarding the F words, the other F words and tags. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
she says that some inauthentic bags have tags on them. And they do. They do. I'm not denying
that's
that,
true.
but um the reality of that, a lot of people, that's above and beyond that people will go through to do that. Mostly people aren't going to do that. By the time you get to that point, there's nothing you can do. I understand that. But
Yeah.
it's just kind of
It was
one of
just
those
to
things.
get that directly from Dooney.com and to not
Right.
have that was the big shocker to me.
That's a big
Yeah.
shocker. Exactly.
Yeah.
Jeanette says she has bought from the boutique, so I know it isn't a question. Right. Exactly. So I keep everything anyway. Can I find everything when I need it? No, but it's here somewhere. Here somewhere. Um, the sound has gotten better. I've been trying to keep, I saw your message, Craig, so I've been trying to keep my voice down a little bit more lower than and then raising my voice. So it's, I guess, when I get louder, because when I get excited, I get loud and it cuts off for the lives. It doesn't happen when I'm videotaping, but it does when I do a live. Um, let's see. They're asking each other questions. Okay. So does anybody have a question? Oh my goodness, we're already almost at the hour mark. Huh? Unbelievable.
Time
Um,
about fast.
it did. Okay, so does anybody
Mhm.
have any questions? Because I'm going to ask Ola May my question I always ask everybody. So I'm asking that. If y'all have any last minute questions, comments, concerns, please put them down in the chats and I'll check them out in just a little bit. So Ola May, I always ask because I feel like it is essential to our communication with people in general and how we work with each other in general. So are you a introvert or are you an extrovert?
I would probably say I'm an introvert.
You're introvert?
And it was really just if it was any question before the shutdown, during the shutdown, it was made pretty obvious because it didn't really bother me.
So you're like my
It
husband, you were
was
having all them self parties. You're like, I'm happy. I don't have to see nobody. Husband was like, yeah, it's just you and me, babe. I'm happy. I'm happy. Yeah. I was like, in the meantime, I'm
exactly.
going, oh.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's called introverted extrovert or what. Like, I don't mind being around people and stuff like that or groups. It just I kind of have to be in the mood.
Right,
But I would
right.
probably say I'm an introvert
The
and a
and
homebody too.
the way I defined it, because it's kind of the way that I learned, it was more of there's a cut, because now they have all these different verbiages for if you have a little bit of both or whatever. But the
Mhm.
way I learned it was there's a cut and dry, and one of the scenarios was, if you go to a party, are you going to sit back and wait till somebody comes talk to you when you walk into the party,
Mhm.
or do you go and you greet somebody to begin with? Do you go out and greet somebody?
Mm,
And
It
so
depends on the party.
depends on the
So if
party.
it's if it's like a party of family or something like that, then I will go around and speak and greet. But a party of strangers, probably not.
Probably not. And see, with
Yeah.
my husband, either way, doesn't matter if it's family or non-family, he'll sit back and wait till somebody approaches him. For me, either way, if it's family or non-family, I'm always like, hey, who can I see? I'll catch somebody catches my eye, they're in trouble. I'm there. How you doing? I'm Dee Dee Bean. How you doing?
Yeah, so yeah, you're definitely an extrovert.
Yes, unfortunately. So how has been on being on YouTube helped you? And is that why that mainly you don't show yourself, you do the unboxings with your hands?
Um, it's a combination. Like the unboxings to me, that's the best angle for
Okay.
the viewer to actually see the handbag, not focus on me, but focus on the handbag because of course that's what brought them to the video.
Right.
Um, but I do plan to be on camera more as well to kind of do a combination of. But initially, that was really the main focus was just like the handbag.
The
So
handbag.
because
Yeah.
yeah, so that I had the thought process of being able to see what I see.
Right.
So, especially when you're trying to buy something and you just have the pictures online and they're not always true,
Right.
the next best thing, or actually the best thing before buying it, is the video. So
Correct.
that's really where that came into play.
Gotcha.
And it's easier. I don't have to get all dressed
Dressed
up.
up. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I only record on live days because I don't want to waste my makeup. So I only record on the days that I go live, because then I'll record a little bit
Yeah.
before, a little bit after, so that I can, because I bulk record. So I bulk record. But
hmm Yeah,
so
it's easier. But I'm
yeah.
gonna try to get more in front of the camera more too.
So good. So
It's a combination.
I do have a request, because since I do bulk record and I
Mhm.
do things for like next month, like I'm already working on I'm working on editing the stuff I have for September. However, I'm now
You mean
um,
October?
I mean October, yeah. I'm recording things
Yeah.
for October and December, trying to do ahead of time. Because of my illness, I
Mhm.
have to do that. So can you maybe mid-month tell us for November, I'm thinking about doing
Mhm.
this hashtag.
Ahead of time.
Yeah,
Well,
so I can
since
do it.
I'm on your show, I can tell you now,
Okay, tell us.
even though we just starting October.
Yeah, because like I said, I'm already recording for November.
Okay, so it'll be two actually for November.
Okay.
It'll be nylon November. So if
Oh,
you have nylon bags that you
okay.
haven't shared, because that's a new material to
Yes.
me.
Yes.
So nylon November as well as vintage November.
Vintage November.
So yeah, so that way all
Craig
of
and
the
Miss
vintage bags. I'm sorry.
No, it's like Craig or Melissa, can y'all pop that down in the chats? We're doing hashtag nylon November or
hmm
hashtag vintage November.
Vintage November or
November.
both, because
Or
it could
both. Or
be
you can
a
do both.
vintage nylon or
Oh, there you
or you
go.
could just
Yeah,
do one
yeah,
of each. Yeah.
yeah.
And then
That
that way with vintage bags, because like I said, the purse that I have, it's from the 90s. Like I literally have it like preserved. So
wow.
I don't really like bring it out or touch it. So that's a way to actually like share our vintage
Share it.
pieces that
Yeah.
we try to make sure that, or we'll probably try to baby them some, but try to make sure that we keep them in as good as condition as possible.
Right.
And then, like I said, with the nylon pieces also, the Dooney and Burke nylon pieces are the only nylon pieces that I have. And initially, I thought that I didn't. didn't understand, like, why is this nylon bag? Why does it cost so much? Until I actually put my hands on it and
Right.
I said, I get it now.
You
So
get it.
yeah,
Yeah, because it's very,
yeah,
very luxurious. So
yeah,
we do have some questions for you before we let you go. Hopefully you have a little bit of time. Craig
sure.
says, Ola May, what is your favorite, absolute favorite brand?
Ooh, that's a hard question. My absolute favorite brand? Oh, I don't know if I can choose. I'll tell you my favorite too.
Okay, that's fine. I'll take that. I'll take that.
My favorite two is gonna be Dooney and Burke, and then oh goodness, I just thought of another one. I would say Dooney and Burke and Coach.
Union Brook Coach still
Coach
okay.
was first, yeah, and then Dooney and Burke, that I started acquiring later on. The other one that came to mind was Brahmin bags because
Oh,
the
okay.
colors, oh
Yeah,
my goodness, they drew me in as soon as I walked in the door.
on there.
So I would say those are my top three.
Top three. Okay, we'll take that. That's
Coach,
fine.
Dooney, and Brahmin. Yeah.
Okay, so Melissa's Corner, I'm not sure if you watch her. She's my YouTube BFF, and she always has the same question. I actually probably need to build it into my question lines and keep it in there. She always
Mhm.
wants to know, what is your number, your handbag number? How many do you have? Do you know?
No.
And if you don't count, you
No.
don't want to count. I don't count. I'm telling you, I don't
I
count.
don't count. I do not know. I said it in my video when I called Dooney. I don't want to know because I think if I found out the number that I would probably stop collecting.
I
It
think I
happened.
feel the same way.
I used to collect watches. I would get a watch like, and now I hardly even ever wear a watch. But once I counted my watches, because of course, eventually they needed batteries. And
Right.
so that's when I realized how many watches I had, and I really stopped buying them after
Stop
that.
buying
So
them.
I don't want to know how many purses I have. Mm-mm.
Bye, Maria loves.
So
Love
I
you.
don't
Thank
know.
you. So sorry, Melissa. Another one we don't want to know. We don't want to know. Um,
Uh-uh.
I
No, no, no.
let's see. Is there another question? I thought I saw other hands.
Jennifer
Oh,
said the worst question.
huh?
Jennifer Kennedy said that's the worst question.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. What's October aside from breast cancer awareness? October is October. Hashtag
Yes.
October. Brilliant, brilliant again. It's like the marketing with that, brilliant. It's little O, little C, large T, large O, a large T, large E, little BER, BER.
BER, yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's like brilliant. So
That's
that's
the
what
same.
October is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
So
the same with that, totes, like, you get totes, you don't always carry them, or maybe you'll carry them, but, you don't really showcase them because there is such a variety of totes, and there's a lot on the website that, they don't get any attention, I would
right,
say. And then, of course, a lot of us have totes in our collection that don't really get a lot of attention,
right.
so
I know.
I tote
I used to be a really big tote girl, but since my illness, I only use them as car bags, and so I hate to spend a lot or whatever when they just kind of sit in the bag. But I have purchased a few totes lately. Hi, Jennifer Kennedy. Welcome in.
Mhm.
Welcome in. Jennifer says, so funny. I just suddenly realized I do have a nylon bag. I have
See?
longshoreman a product. There you go.
See?
She says,
Exactly. It's like we'll purchase a bag, and then if we don't carry it right away, we kind of move on to something else. And you're like, well, I do have this in my collection. So yeah.
right. So thank you, Jennifer. She says such a great question. It makes you think. Kathleen says, I just bought a navy Dooney and Burke canvas bag. I don't have a canvas Dooney and Burke in my collection yet. Well, like a pure canvas, like the new ones are selling. I don't have one of those. I have the coated canvas, but not a pure canvas.
Dee
Uh,
Dee, I
yeah,
heard that the new canvases don't have the label in them either.
they
That's what I
and
heard. I don't know if
and
it's
you know what?
true, but
You know what has stopped me from buying those canvas? Because I don't like that new label on the outside.
Oh, yeah. Maybe that's the trade-off because the
Maybe that's the
label's on the
trade-off.
outside. I didn't think about
Yeah.
that. But
So I
someone
don't
left a comment and said that theirs didn't have it in there.
so that's probably on the outside. See, I don't
Mhm.
like that on the outside. I don't mind the little duck, but I don't like that big old tag down the front of it. I'm like,
On the outside.
yeah, so
And the
that's
canvas, it looks thick though. It kinda looks like nylon, but it doesn't have like a sheen or anything to it.
yeah,
So it looks like it's very good material. But I don't have any of the new collection
yeah,
either.
yeah. Um, Immediately says Dooney and Berg, yay. Um, Melissa says over 50 because she's still trying to get you to answer. We're not answering. We're not
No
answering.
answer.
And Jubilee said
People
she answered
pissed.
for you. She says Olame has about 300 bags that she's unboxed.
I don't think it's that many. I
It
haven't even
is
done
amazing.
300 videos. Good guess though.
Uh, Kathleen says her birthday is the 29th. Is that of this month? Happy early birthday. Happy early
Happy
birthday.
early birthday.
Um, Denise is happy about the totes. She likes the totes November.
Yay.
Um, PSA says, I
October.
plan to do hopefully. She says, Clara from PSA says, I plan to do hopefully a few green bag videos, all for liver cancer awareness, which
Mm.
is the month of October as well, too. Yes, I think
Okay.
somebody brought that up. Um, was it Says What maybe? I think she might have done some. And there's
I did.
also Phoebe does the autism awareness as well
Okay.
too for Phoebe's Corner. So yeah, so there's lots of them which I and those are all like causes that
Hmm.
those are all causes which I have nothing against. I am doing this month is hashtag pink for DJ King.
Yes.
So that's for breast cancer awareness. So
Hmm.
I've done my first one already. I'm gonna have one each week for
I
that.
did too.
So
And
so
I
I
didn't even
yeah.
think about it. And I like what she does. She shares each video with the
Yes.
hashtag. So I'm like,
Yeah.
maybe I need to go back and share all the hashtags because I didn't even think about it. Of course,
To
I
do
said
that.
to follow the hashtag, but just to
Yeah.
share it, that'll help even more to get everyone's channels out there also.
Correct.
Yeah.
What I like about Ola May and why I wanted from the get-go when I saw it, I said, oh, that is somebody I want on my channel because I want to talk about and pick her brain about it, is the fact that it seems like you have the same ethics that I do, where you were just wanting to share, because she also does a wrap up video at the end of the month, and
Hmm.
she everybody that she can find. So if you're going to do one of Olame's hashtags, the this month is the hashtag. What month are we in? October.
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 October. Yes. And
You
Pink for
put in
DJ King.
you do the hashtag for that,
Hmm.
and as well as tag Ola May, so that hopefully both ways that she can find your video. Then
Right.
what she does at the end of the month is she does homework for us. She goes to the hashtag of whatever that month is, and she looks through all the videos, and she
Hmm.
goes and gets all the content creators who have contributed to that hashtag that she can find that are on there, and she will tell us on the last of the video and list them in her description box, and she
Hmm.
announces them on her channel on the very last video that she does for the month of whatever month that is. So to me, that's like you're fostering community there. Your brain is
Absolutely.
there with community. Your heart is there with community. It's not just about, yes, this will help you grow, but it's like, hey,
Mm-mm.
how do we help each other as well too? And
Exactly.
that I just love. I mean, it brings tears to my eyes. It makes me get I
Oh,
got goosebumps because
I
I
did too
just
get a little goosebumps. But
because that's just
absolutely, it's because it's much bigger than me. It's I found so many channels that I wouldn't have found otherwise without doing the hashtags. Um, it's like you said, it's community. But I didn't want to say, whenever you use the hashtag, or even if you tag me, make sure that it turns blue in your
yes,
description because if it doesn't, it's not going to show up.
yeah,
Sometimes maybe if you type it, there may be a space between the words or something like that, or a space between the hashtag, and it won't show up. So I did find a couple that had the hashtag. that was blue, but my the at Ola May was not blue. It was just in the plain
And the
text.
black, yeah. So
Yeah.
if you're doing it from so if you're doing it from YouTube, like either out of the a mobile app, because I do it on the mobile app. I also go through and do it via I do it on my iPad, but I go through the search engine. I use
Mhm.
Safari, but I also you can use Google. But if you go to your YouTube Studios through there, or you go through it through your YouTube Studios app, if you do the at, it is going to start, and you start typing letters. It's going to start bringing people's names in. So
You
it's
have to do
better,
it in the live though. Like
right?
just say for like you were mentioning about bulk recording. If you
Yeah.
put it in there at that time and then it's private and then you change it to public, it's not going to activate those ads. So like I
Oh,
didn't
okay.
find that out until I believe for September. So I had to go back in after it went live and actually
Redo it.
re-enter
Okay.
each person's name
That I
in the
didn't
description.
that I didn't know. I have
Hmm.
always just uploaded unlisted. Lately, I've been uploading to private because
Hmm.
that was one of the tips that they had given me, so that my notifications will go out more. So the notifications going out, but apparently y'all aren't getting. I didn't know. I'm gonna have to go check to see if mine are doing that or not.
Yeah.
Um, so to see, well, good tip. Thank you. Good tip.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. Any last minute questions? It doesn't look like it. Annabelle Causey, welcome in. Welcome in. She says, Slay. There
I did
weren't
see
enough
a
dates.
question I think we missed from
Did
Anita's
we?
favorites. She
Oh, yes,
asked
please.
me,
Oh,
I
okay.
think it was Anita. She said, yeah, she said, what's
What
your
are you
bag
carrying
of the
today?
day? Um, well, I have two, and those are the only two I have by me too. It's a tote. One is a tote, and one is a satchel. So the satchel you all have already seen. Um, and I'm gonna like fully move into it for the weekend.
Oh, yes, your new one.
The color block, yes, with the little strap. And then one that's hard to move out of, and this one I'm gonna share as well this month is it's a tote. It's a huge tote. I haven't seen this bag get any love um
Oh,
on the website. It's the Tilly tote. And this
beautiful.
I've shown it or shared it, should I say. Did it have a oh the plate is right there at the top. I shared it on the community post.
Uh-huh.
That was in June. It was like my first bag that I used like for weekend travel, and like I have a matching
Oh, yeah.
crossbody bag for it. But this bag, this tote, it holds a lot, and the strap drop is like it's a very long strap drop, so it's easy for it to stay on my shoulder, and it holds a
Oh,
lot. It
good.
has two outside pockets, front and back, so I'll
Nice,
get better
nice.
close-ups of it, yeah, in a video.
That's a huge tote. I did switch into
Mhm.
a tote before I knew it was tote September. So I'm like, yeah,
Really?
I'm on trend, because I went with the pink one.
Ah,
This
that
this is
is
a Judy
cute.
quilted.
Quilted.
Yeah.
Yes. I
I'm on
like
that Coach
that.
quilted train. So I was like, I wonder
I
if
like
Judy
that.
has any
That's
quilted.
pretty.
Sure
And
enough,
it's
I got
pink.
this. It's pink.
You
I
have a
got this from,
2-in-1.
it has the
The leather
leather jacket.
patch.
Yeah, the
Yes.
leather jacket. Yeah. I got
Does
this
it have
from go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead. We're both
I got this from Preloved, from Lady Badger. She had this, and I so like last month, the last month and a half, I said I need some pink bags. I need some new pink Preloved bags. And she goes, well, the
that's
only one I
pretty.
have is this one, but nobody was looking. I go, sold. I'll take it. I'll
I'll take
take it.
it.
Yeah, because it's quilted, and
That's
it has. I
pretty.
have a video going to be coming out with it. So yeah,
Yeah, it's a good size. I like that.
yeah, and it fits my big arms too. Yay!
See? That look, that shoulder drop is so important because I wanted a Russell so bad. And
Oh
when I
yeah,
got a medium Russell, the shoulder drop irritated me. I don't even carry it. The large one, of course, it's a huge toe, but the shoulder
yeah,
drop is much better. But
feels
that shoulder
better.
drop is important.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I could sit here and talk to you all day, but I don't know what's on your schedule. Um, Jackie says, "Oh no, I need that. I need that." Tote. Um, Ivana says, "Great discussion today." Jubilee Sinise says, um, "Thank you for your time, ladies. You bye, Sinise. Thank you for spending some
Bye.
time
Thank
with us."
you.
Let's see. I thought I saw a name I hadn't seen, but maybe not. Anita says, "Beautiful Coach bag. Yes, Atili is a big girl."
It is.
Um, PSA says, "Oh, thank you. I didn't realize it was October. Perfect cause. What I got in the mail today from Macy's, oh, apparently is a coat."
Uh-oh.
Um, Dee Dee, Kathleen loved the pink. And thank you, Anita. She loved the bag, my bag too. They're liking the pink bag. So don't forget to watch the video. It'll be coming out. I'm not sure if it's next week or the following week. Thank you very much, my mods, Craig and Melissa. Thank y'all so much for being here all the time and helping me out. And Zane, thank you for popping in and modding as well too and helping them out. I greatly appreciate it. Looks like we had a nice quiet chat today. I like
Yeah.
that. I like that. Not many of those other little creatures who like to come out. Thank you, Brianna. Thank you, Kathleen, PSA, Anita, my pursuit of happiness. So Ola May, can you just remind us of your channel name, how to find
Yeah.
you, and if you're on
Uh-oh, you cut out. I don't see you.
there,
There
I
you
know
go.
it's a little bit okay. So can you tell us a little bit on closing? Remind us of your channel name, if there's any other socials that you want to share, and let us know what's coming up next for you.
Mainly just YouTube. So Olame on YouTube is OLAMAYE. And what's as far as what's next, more unboxings, more what TFs did I order? So those unboxings and unwrappings, more shop with me, more hashtags.
More
Uh,
hashtags.
yes, more hashtags and also as I mentioned, more hair videos as well.
Oh, good. Okay.
Um, and there's more to come. So
Yay.
stay tuned, subscribe. Thank you everyone
Yes, please
for tuning
subscribe. Go
in
ahead.
too. Yeah. Please subscribe and like and comment because when you comment, that's how I found out about channels also. I had a lot of comments. So if I didn't find certain channels just through the feed itself, I found and followed a lot of channels in my comments. So that's how I find new
Excellent.
people as well.
Excellent. Great.
Yeah.
Olame, thank you very much. All you have to do is X out. I think it's to your right, up above your right, I think, maybe.
Okay.
All
Well,
right.
thank you for having me, Dee Dee. I had
You're
fun. And
welcome.
hi
Thank
and bye,
you.
everybody. Thank you for tuning in. And I'll see y'all later.
Okay. Did she freeze? Did you freeze? Oh no, you're there. I can't tell if you're yeah, is it I just clicked. There you go. Yay. That was a fabulous conversation. Olame, I enjoyed thoroughly talking with you, and I'm so glad that we were able to work out the schedule because that was a little hectic scheduling. Kathleen says, "Sorry, my fingers, Olame, just had laser surgery for cataracts." Oh no, that's okay. Just keep her in your mind, and when you're ready, you can go ahead and follow her, and that's good. Craig, you subscribe. Thank you very much. Thank you. You're welcome very much. Yvonne, I greatly appreciate it. All right, Bean Beauties. I'm gonna take just about 5 minutes to let y'all know about my health updates for those of y'all who are still here. Those of y'all who care. I did have a doctor's appointment on Tuesday. So it was once again good news, bad news. Good news is my kidneys are up to function. Yay! So I did have uh, two in a row great blood works that were this time it was way above where it needed to be. The last time it was just kind of border line, barely in the good. Now it was above it, and so he's more comfortable. So he's giving me back my ibuprofen. Thank goodness. So now I can move. He's also giving me back some of my other RA medications that I was off of. So because we were teetering on possibly having more flare ups. So thank God for that. Bad news is that I am in an active fatigue flare up. So he's giving me medications for that, and he upped my methotrexate, which that's a really hard medication on your system. And then I have to take a bunch of tests, but the tests are not a big deal. I just have to go do a bunch of tests just as precautionary um, things. But so good news, yay, is I'm out of the danger zone. I have one more close doctor's appointment and blood work in November, and then if that goes fine, then it'll be back to every 3 months. So close. So I'll appreciate your prayers and thoughts and going into this next month so that I can continue to progress. And sometimes it takes a couple of weeks to get over the fatigue flare up. Sometimes it takes a couple of months. It's just what my body does. So my content might change a little bit as far as when I get it out, because I literally am, as I am editing items, I'm falling asleep more and more because I'm just, it relaxes me. I like to do that, or I'm bored and I bore myself to tears. I don't know, one or the other. And so it's been a little bit harder to get my content out. I'm doing it like week to week instead of how I like to do it, the whole month done, which puts stresses on me. So now, and that's worse. That's worse to be stressed. So it's whatever. But thank you for all of you who have called, emailed, left comments, and were concerned and wanted to know. That's it. So my health is improving, just not fast enough and as much as we want. But thank you very much. All righty. So thank you everybody who has come and been part of the live today. Thank you for those of you who'll be watching on the replay. If you don't mind, when you're watching the replay, can you just throw a couple of ducks in the comment bar? Give me 2 3 ducks just so that I'll know that you've come in, and just so that YouTube sees a little bit of traction. And every time that somebody leaves a comment, even if it's 2 or 3 ducks, then YouTube will deem that important and will help push us out. If you would be so kind as to help my channel grow, subscribe, like, comment, all that fun stuff. And don't forget, please, most of all, subscribe to our guest today, Ola May. She was wonderful. All right, Bean Beauties, thank y'all so much. Love y'all. See y'all next week.